This is something that parents hear all the time when their kids are little, is to never let their kids sleep with a bottle. The reason why that's such a problem is it can do horrible things to your child's teeth, and then they have to face the discomfort of the dental drill and all sorts of other problems. Milk or formula is going to have fermentable carbohydrates in it that bad bacteria can break down, turn into acid. Then that acid sits on their teeth all throughout the night as the carbohydrates are feeding those bad bacteria, and they're making more and more acid throughout the night. And then that is eroding the calcium phosphate bonds on their teeth. That is why it becomes so destructive for them to do that. The other reason why is because if they wake up and then they have another sip of that milk or formula, then that is also sitting in their mouth, continuing to feed bad bacteria. The best thing you can do is to make sure that they complete their entire eating routine, then the bottle goes away, and then you tuck them into bed. So even if they're waking up throughout the night, making sure that they're never sleeping with the bottle, but they have those breaks in between so that the saliva can wash over their teeth, help buffer against acid, and bring it back to a neutral pH is really critical. Because what most parents don't realize is that everyone's teeth are always either in a state of breaking down or building up. It's always one of those two, and it depends on what the pH of the mouth is. So if it's an acidic pH, specifically if it's below 5.5, especially below 5.0, your teeth are going to be breaking apart. The calcium and phosphate will be leaching out. But then if you get back to a place where you have a neutral or higher pH, then the saliva can wash those minerals over the tooth, and they can kind of rebond and reform together. So your teeth are always kind of like coming apart and building over and over throughout the day. So the trick is to be in a building state more than you're in a breaking down state. So anytime you're eating, you're introducing acid into the mouth potentially. Same with drinks and sodas and juices. The big problem comes in is if you have acid producing bacteria, especially Strep mutans. That one is known as being primarily responsible for cavities because it is an acid producing bacteria, and it takes those carbs in the mouth, produces acid as a byproduct, and lays that all over your teeth. And over with that happening, then you form a cavity. So if you want to make sure your kids never get a cavity, start that habit when they're babies. Never let them have a bottle or a drink throughout the night. And as your kids get older, do the same thing with drinks. Make sure it's only water during the bedtime hours.